Hi, I am Dr. Bandy Lee, forensic and social psychiatrist, president of the World Mental Health Coalition, and convener of the 2017 Yale Conference that led to the New York Times bestseller, The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. 27 psychiatrists and mental health experts assess a president. We recently held an unprecedented conference for these unprecedented times, convening 19 top national security experts and renowned mental health experts at the National Press Club to discuss the existential dangers of another Trump presidency. This conference has been reported on by the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, and now Forbes magazine. We have also released the new book, The More Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. 40 psychiatrists and mental health experts warn anew, featuring some of the most renowned and authoritative voices of our day. More information can be found through the World Mental Health Coalition website, worldmhc.org, or my own website, bandylee.com. We are here at this nerve-wracking time, just a few days before a highly consequential presidential election. But no one is more nervous than Donald Trump, and the nation is feeling it. He is vigorously battling for his keeping out of prison card, not to mention his psychic survival. We see what an extreme state he is in through his escalating rhetoric, such as his fascist Madison Square Garden rally, where his sexist, racist, and violent rhetoric escalated, including his vow to fight the enemy from within, and his promise to launch the largest deportation program in American history. Regarding Liz Cheney, he recently said, "Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it, when the guns are trained on her face." Psychiatrists and other mental health experts are ethically and legally mandated to respond to situations that are a danger to self, a danger to others, and a danger to the public. Indeed, Donald Trump's extreme words, erratic behavior, violent actions, violent policies, and incitement to violence are precisely the situations for which mental health professionals and other health professionals have the authority to hospitalize an individual against his will for an involuntary evaluation. However, just as the Supreme Court decided in 2024 that a president or former president is above the law, the American Psychiatric Association decided in 2017 that a president or a public figure would be above natural law. This is how we came to our precarious situation today, where the legal structures have failed, political methods have failed, political standards have failed to apply. And the most critical decisions in this nation's and possibly humankind's history is left to the voters without the proper access to facts or access to knowledge, especially with the American Psychiatric Association's gagging of all mental health experts at a time of the greatest mental health crisis in this nation's history. So at the National Press Club conference, we put out a statement, which we called Fate of America, Fate of Humanity. It says, panelists of the National Press Club conference, The More Dangerous State of the World and the Need for Fit Leadership, have issued the following collective statement. This election comes at a most important turning point in the nation's history. For these reasons, top national security experts and leading mental health experts came together as never before on September 27, 2024, at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., to participate in an unprecedented conference. The theme was The More Dangerous State of the World and the Need for Fit Leadership, organized by the World Mental Health Coalition. The experts feel it is most important to inform the country of the conclusions they collectively reached. First, mental fitness is a medical issue, not a political one. Second, The immense powers of the presidency require that anyone elected to that office be mentally fit. Third, in the nuclear age, a president must understand that there is no security without mutual security. Fourth, fitness for duty and dangerousness are different evaluations and diagnosis of mental illness. And fifth and finally, Donald Trump has demonstrated signs that may make him unsuitable and dangerous for the White House. The experts tackled how our country is governed, by whom our country is led, and whether the institutions of our democracy are sufficiently resilient and self-correcting to meet the dangers and challenges of our time. We urge all Americans to watch the 1-hour video summary of the conference at dangerouscase.org. We urge all Americans to ponder, as each of us had to do, why we all decided to come together for this singularly important gathering at the National Press Club at this critical time and decided to jointly endorse this urgent statement. And it was signed by all the distinguished lawyers, national security experts, government officials, military officers, and nuclear and climate scientists, as well as mental health experts. More recently, we put out a statement on cognitive concerns in the presidential election, signed by 50 top geriatric, neurological, and forensic psychiatric experts from around the country. And I'd like to remind everyone that forensic psychiatrists are exempt from the so-called Goldwater rule, with which the American Psychiatric Association gagged most mental health experts. So here's what we say. We are a group of medical and mental health professionals with expertise in aging, mental fitness, and how these relate to the capacity for leadership and ensuring our national security. We feel an obligation to express concerns about the manifestations of poor cognitive function in former President Donald J. Trump. While we cannot make a formal diagnosis without direct examination, his repeated public behaviors and speeches demonstrate strong evidence of significant cognitive decline aligned with common signs of an early dementia. These signs include 1. Deterioration in language skills, such as simpler vocabulary, incomplete and incoherent sentences, grammatical errors, and substituting wrong words. 2. Impaired memory or recall, such as confabulation, where memory gaps are filled with false or fabricated details. 3. Tangential thinking, where speech often drifts to unrelated topics in an erratic manner. 4. Inappropriate or vague statements that lack connection to reality. 5. Perseveration, where thoughts or ideas are repeated without a relevant trigger. 6. Rigidity in thinking, evidenced by an inability to adapt or revise opinions, often manifesting as doubling down. 7. Amplification of maladaptive personality traits, such as paranoid or invented threats, narcissistic or excessive focus on self, or antisocial or criminal and dangerous personality traits. 8. Disinhibition in speech, such as the frequent use of vulgar, profane language or hate speech. And 9, or finally, disinhibition in behavior, such as impulsive decision-making or aggression and violence. We believe these observable and repeated behaviors warrant public awareness of their implications. The multiple signs and symptoms we have observed in Mr. Trump comprise critical information for Americans' 2024 presidential voters. We submit this informed opinion by 50 nationally renowned professionals in the interest of public trust and safety. Voters should consider these facts. I hope you will consult again And keep in mind these two critical statements for these critical times during this critical presidential election season. Again, they can be found on the World Mental Health Coalition website at worldmhc.org, and more information can be found on my own website at bandylee.com.